Hey there, my name is Rebecca, and me and my daughter Briana and then my granddaughter Avery, we are all going to Antelope Lake. Now this is just about an hour's drive from us, and it is just incredible and gorgeous. But we want to take you with us. Join us for the fun, the sun, the water, the hiking, the forest. It's just all so beautiful. So come along with us and we'll show you around. Okay guys, I'm doing this narrating style, and I'm just going to tell you bit by bit what I'm doing, where we are, and of course I have to start with showing you my beach oil called Beach Air. That would accelerate a suntan. And this is my copper tone SPF that's going to protect certain areas of my skin that I do not want to get burnt. Definitely summer vibes, you guys. This is just the epitome of a summer day. Just want to show you my suit. I just got this one this summer. Yes, I dress very conservatively. Okay, I don't know if any of you remember this bag that I got from Amazon quite some time ago, and I love that I get to use it this summer for real. And I'm going to pack it with a few things. The last time I was down at the lake, there were a bunch of chipmunks that came right down to the shore, so we are definitely going to bring some healthy snacks for these guys this time. Okay, that's the salted peanuts. Unsalted peanuts, I meant to say. Nice and healthy for the animals. I never see any people down at the lake, and yet these chipmunks know that they can get food, so there have to be people down there sometimes, but never yet when I've been there. I've been there 3 times now, you guys. Antelope Lake is incredible. So we are going to get some unsalted, unroasted, raw almonds here to take with us. Okay, that's enough of those, I think. Don't want to gorge. Well, actually, there's no such thing as too much food for these little guys because there's so many of them. And on top of that, there are a bunch of stellar jays. And you must prepare in this video for a whole array of sounds, because after I pack this bag and you get all sleepy from listening to these crinkles, then we're gonna wake you up again with the sound of driving. And these pumpkin spice chocolates, I decided to bring them for me and Briana, and decided against the Werthers because it's just not the time or place. So this will just be maybe a little dessert for us after lunch. We're only going to drive for about 5 minutes in this video. I made sure not to give too much time to that, but I knew I had to share with you some of the sights on the way up. And we will get to that as soon as we are done with this packing part. I mean, I wanted you guys to have a feeling of, like, as much as I could of the whole experience in bits and pieces. And who doesn't remember the getting ready part? Okay, Briana's gonna throw more things in this bag too for them, but just for now, I'll show you my part of things. She and I have been in great cooperation with each other, I should say, because we try to get everything from the car down to the beach in one trip, so we consolidate. And we put little Avery to work too. We drape her shoulders with all kinds of stuff. But this will be, I believe, our, let's see, second or third trip down to Antelope. I can't remember now. I've already taken them down to Eagle Lake. I thought that this was so clever what I did here, freezing the ice, water bottles into ice, because you can end up drinking it, but it works like a really great cooler. So, I mean, this bag is a kind of a cooler, but it's not perfect, so this ice will really keep everything cool. In videos like this, I'm always hoping that you can imagine that I am like mom or sister or whoever you went down to the water with, and that'll bring back memories for you. That whirly pop, I have held on to that for the longest time because I wanted to give it to Avery. I never did end up doing with it originally what I was going to do. Alrighty. So today she gets to drink it. In here, I'm just packing my lunch, and I've got myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and some sliced up watermelon, which I think, yes, I do. I move it to the other bag. Quite a decision-making process here, because I have to leave some room for Briana's things. Probably end up getting totally rearranged again. Meanwhile, so all I have is a sandwich and watermelon and cheese puffs and a drink, which the watermelon I'm sharing with Briana and Avery. Well, that doesn't have to go in there. Stick that in my purse. Makes more sense. Nuts don't need to be refrigerated, which is kind of a nice thing. Okay, that's about it, I think. Woohoo, we are on the road, and you guys, I have skipped way ahead. And this being kind of a narrow road, I asked Briana to drive while I'm filming. If there's an opportunity to do it the safer way, I will. But up here, on these roads in particular, you do have to drive super slow because it's narrow, and you just don't know if someone's going to come screaming around that corner. So definitely safer to let Briana drive. And also, we have already driven about an hour to get to this beautiful place. We went and drove from Susanville to Janesville. And now we're just making the necessary little turns, which some of them are not marked. Here we go, see Antelope Lake Recreation Area. You know, I just don't want to be the one responsible for, or Briana, to run over any chipmunks, especially with Avery in the back seat. See, Taylorsville is the other town that you can be in that will take you up here to Antelope Lake. Taylorsville or Janesville. This lake is man-made. There is a dam, but it would still be a fact that these beautiful meadows are everywhere on this plateau of a hill, kind of a plateau. We're rather up on the top of the mountain now, and there's no name for the mountain as far as I know. We're just up in Antelope Lake area. Beautiful campgrounds, meadows. It's just, I mean, so stunning, you guys. This footage won't even do justice. Not a bit. You have to be here, have the windows rolled down, and smell that pine. Here it is, guys. The lake's right there on the left side of the screen. We are just nearing the entrance. Okay, now, here it is. I mean, there's ways to get down to the lake, all around the lake. You can drive around the whole thing. But the designated areas are well marked and the best. So you can see the lake just as we drive down here. Oh my gosh, even just watching this, I can't wait to go back again. By the time this video comes out to you all, I will have already been again, I guarantee it. I don't upload my videos at the exact same time that I make them. I don't have that kind of time. Look here. Oh my word, is that not... Love it, love it, love it. Okay, Brianna's gonna park right now. And I thank Briana for having driven part of the way. Alright, I've got to pay some day use fees, $10. I've already put it in the envelope. I just have to stick it into the little mailbox, which is ridiculously over full. So I didn't ever end up getting it in there until the ranger guy came around. Help. And so now we gotta unload the car, guys. This is, these really ain't the best rafts, but it was all I had at the time, and since this video I have ordered new rafts, and you will find out why in just a little bit. I think it's funny anyway, but you'll see. So we just left our car and we are headed down this little slope that goes toward the boat ramp. But we are going to take a right, veer off, and go over this mountain. I have so much stuff on my shoulder in this scene that I am having a hard time holding the camera still, so sorry about that. Anyway, see how loaded down we are. We're just like, we are going to get it all in one and trust that I am loaded down too. So we've just now gotten onto the dirt, and it's just this small little hill, but it's enough of a little trek through the forest to enjoy the incredible aroma of pine and get that good sweat going on, because on this particular day it's 98, 100 degrees, very hot. But the air is dry, fortunately, so it's not bad. Isn't that gorgeous? Got to be careful. Some of this is slick. The pine straw can make it very scary. I can't look away from my feet very often or I might trip. Got all these different trails. Isn't this just, oh, you guys. Can't wait to go back. Alright, right here we are just laying out our blankets. I've used these big, what do you call them? They're not blankets, they're not throws. Well, they're kind of like blankets. They're made for the beach. I bought them at Walmart years ago when I first started my channel, and I've actually used them for video backdrops. I just love these patterns. They're so vibrant. Briana, those are Briana's legs. She's the one who's spreading these out for me so I can film. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to blow up these rafts the rest of the way. I have to tell you and warn you ahead of time that throughout this video there is a wonderful but kind of loud in the microphone and annoying breeze. But only as far as recording does that pose a problem, because it is marvelous on a 100-degree day to have this constant beautiful breeze blowing, and sometimes every once in a while just downright wind, and on a hot day that feels marvelous. I also want to say, don't forget that there is going to be a no talking version of this. if you want a different experience altogether. So usually the next day is when I upload no talking. Okay, I got finished there. Let's actually put this thing out. Look at that water. You guys, look at this view. Okay, here I got Avery just messing around in the sand. I told her that I was going to be filming her and to just act natural and do what she would normally do. I think she is, but one can't be sure about the self-consciousness of a child. Avery is 10 now, but still considered a child, so I cannot allow her face or voice in this video. I have before, and YouTube didn't bother me about it. I mean, as far as the voice, but I'd rather just not take the chance. I'd like to maintain her anonymity. So her first name is all y'all get to know. And I urge you, if you like any of these sounds and don't want talking, please check out tomorrow's video. No talking version of all of this. Somewhere along the line, I didn't get footage of it, but Avery found some fish eggs when she was looking through this sand. Some of it is pretending to be gold panning and getting some little flecks of gold, but we never found that. Here I am taking a walk from our little private cove area and strolling next to the dock. Just want to show you this beautiful, beautiful water. The water looks green, but it really is not green. It is crystal clear. I have to tell you, it's beautiful crystal clear water, and the only reason why you see green hue is because of the reflection of the trees for one, and I wouldn't say it's reflection, I would say that the light shining on the green that is growing at the bottom, moss and such, is also creating a green hue. So it's an interesting phenomenon. I imagine if it was just pure and beautiful white sand at the bottom, you'd see clear water. Just give you a look around. We're on this well-worn trail that's going alongside the boat ramp, and the water around the boat ramp is very, very deep, and it was a strategic move to have a boat ramp in a deep area, of course. So your truck has to back away up into that. That's why the cement is down there. Ooh, fish. Fish, fish, fishy. I see them. I hope you got to see it too. But yeah, anyway, so you see the trucks roll on down onto that cement pad and collect the boats. can't sell our boat. We just couldn't take all that crud with us, you know. We're just like, oh gosh, how are we gonna manipulate this? Never did, so we sold it. And now, just recently, my husband found the cutest vintage boat. And if he's not going to be able to get it out this year, but we are going to come up here with our boat when it's all fixed up. This is something I feel absolutely sure of because he's really thrilled to be in an area that has so little humidity and so many lakes. You guys, we have so many lakes around here. We have our pick of just, oh, I can't even tell you. These mountains are incredible. It's just a rock. Alright, so now I have passed our spot where we have our stuff, and I'm going the other direction to show you this side. And I'll tell you, there's something so wonderful about walking in water. Is if you have to struggle with walking on sand at all, then being refreshingly cooled on your feet is wonderful. But look at this. Wowee. I can't understand. I've been down here 3 times now, I believe. Oh, that's right. The first time I didn't go with Briana. Me and my husband. Nobody's ever here. I don't get it. It's like the best kept secret. Look here. There's a bunch of like, what do you call this? They're just some kind of mossy plants, but there's pine cones down here and pine straw, pine needles that are just kind of collecting moss. You can see some of the moss covered stuff in the bottom of the lake. But there is nothing uncomfortable at all about walking along this edge here. I've already been swimming, just so you know. While making this video, I got wet immediately. I wasn't going to do all this walking around in this heat and get hot. Squawking stellar jays. We have wonderful squawky stellar jays. They sound a lot like so many other birds, but there is a really unique sound to me I recognize about stellars because, well, first of all, they're different than regular blue jays because even though they're blue and they sound a little bit like blue jays, they have a crown and their other sounds are different. And I have missed that sound, so I'm so happy to be back in the California mountains, which are on fire, by the way. I think I've already told you all that, but they're starting to get it contained, and I'm so thankful for that. Actually, our fire here, that it's still pretty far away from here. There's been a lot of burning here and there in these mountains, but nothing like what they're calling the park fire. And this has been near Chico, California this time. And just an amazing amount of acreage has burnt. But we're good, folks. We're doing fine here. these rocks. I absolutely love these rocks. I'm going to go in here and trust me that it was rather precarious. I never did drop the camera though. It's hard for me to take this, these little, I've got a camera in my hand, so this isn't simple. Walking among all these things. Oh, look at the fish. I forgot about that. Alright, here I'm going to walk out to this rock. I'm just in front of that outcrop of rocks, and there's just this one here in the water, and I'm out pretty deep here. This goes up to my chest, so I'm doing a little hold on here because I don't want my camera to fall in. But look, I mean, I'm ducking way low so you can see how I see it. Especially to get a look and a sound of these loons. I love them. I don't see any loons. I thought I got some footage of the loons. Oh well. There was, me and Briana were watching this one loon that was a mama with her 2 babies, and she would dive down, go get some food, and then she would hurry back up to the surface and then feed it to her babies. It was precious. I couldn't get that footage. I just don't have the camera. Look how deep this water is, guys. That's my bathing suit. It's like a sort of a shirt, you know. I don't like my belly to show. So it's kind of a fun, modest little thing. Now I gotta get back. One last look here. I wanted to see if I could capture a loon, but I still don't think any came around, or any fish. But I am in deep water here. Thank goodness for the rock. Thank goodness if all else fails, I can still swim. Oh, it's heavenly. It's so heavenly in this water. Just look, you guys, just look at this. I'm not sure I've ever had such a wonderful experience at a lake before. I'm sure I have, but I just don't remember. But let me tell you, this trip is magical. Magical. So the water, I gotta tell you about this. About 6 feet out from the shore, it's warm enough to be like bath water. I'm not kidding. It is so fantastic. Therefore, comfortable for Avery and safe. And then, if you go any further and you put your legs down deep, of course it's a little chilly down there, but the surface of the water, like a whole foot down, is warm. It is the biggest swimming treat ever. So, now the last time that me and Briana and Avery were here, we stayed on this beach, sun is really wonderful, but we decided to go to the other beach this time because the water was clearer. Around this side there is just about 6 feet out or so, there is a lot of pine straw. You can see where it kind of turns black there, and it's not seaweed, it's not moss, it's just a whole bunch of pine needles that have gone to the bottom of the lake. And Briana is just a little weird about her feet being in them. So you can see where it turns dark. And all it is pine needles. I went down there and checked it out. I swam to the bottom and picked up some of what was off the bottom, and it was just old pine needles. I gave a tiny little cameo there of Avery just so you know that she really is here. Maybe we'll put more of her in there. And you're going to hear a little bit of their voices here and there, talking, laughing. I won't show it in this video, but I am the kind of grandma who gets out there and plays. Me and Avery do a lot of cutting up together. She'll splash me, I'll splash her, and you should see us in the swimming pool. But yeah, I had to take the swimming pool down, so bummed about that, but so happy there's a lake. Now this, you guys, I have to point out, it's granite rock right here. This is a rock, pure granite. And then from the rock, it goes into these particles and pieces of granite that come off, and that is what is making the sand on these beaches. That's what's so wonderful and unique about this place, is the forest here. The erosion has caused such beauty and sandy beaches. We had a boat go by a little bit ago, and that is why I got this shot of the water lapping up against the log. I love that sound. Reminds me of being in a boat. Look at that. Skies are just a tiny bit hazy from the fire, the park fire. It did reach up here. The day that I filmed this, though, the fire was not quite as far along as it is now. So we're having to stay indoors a little bit while the air quality is bad. This is from a boat. It's fun when you're on a float, too. A little reminiscent of the ocean, isn't it? I love that. Awesome. I grew up near Malibu Beach. I have some good memories of it. Alright, and here we are getting ready to eat lunch. For filming purposes, I am just eating a bit by myself. And the thing about doing a video in a situation like this is I really, really don't want to let filming the occasion stop you from having fun, and I'm not about to take away the enjoyment of my kids eating their lunch. So I will just share with you a little bit of me enjoying mine. Yummy. There's something about root beer that goes with Cheetos. Yum. I'm so glad I brought some ice. That was very useful too. See, the bottles, frozen bottles of water and juice, are really the cooling agent. The ice cubes are just so that we have, mainly just so that we have something to dress our drink with. So it all works to keep it all cold enough to enjoy. And yes, I got my legs covered up with a towel because I am not letting anyone in God's green earth see my legs. Just family. But they're on God's green earth, aren't they? I'm getting a tan this summer. And that's just what happens when you get out in the sun a lot. Do you know, when I was in Tennessee, I started to get a lack of vitamin D, and it showed up in my blood work. And I believe vitamin D, I think it's D, whatever, it was the one that comes from the sun. When I was in Tennessee, I couldn't get enough sun because I shut the doors in the summertime. So many of you have talked to me about not liking summer. And I'll tell you, if you live in a place that's humid, I get it. I totally get it now. I never understood it. Now I do. When I left California to go live in Tennessee, I thought, I'm just gonna overcome the humidity. I'm gonna get used to it. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go hiking. I'm gonna go swimming. I'm gonna go bike riding. 16 years I was there and I never did it. I tried it many times and just went, oh, forget it. I just forget it. So, I did get a bit of, seasonal affective disorder in Tennessee. But I don't usually have that. I usually have it with winter, and I get it a little bit every winter, no matter where I'm at. So, back in sunny northern California. That's the sheriff, by the way. I waved at him and he waved back, and I'm guessing that he went there for a reason. I think there was probably either he's making his rounds or there was some trouble. But he did take his time and he waited until he got out and kind of away from us before that's manners anyway. If you're a boat owner, you're supposed to troll very slowly when you're near the dock and then pick up speed once you're away from other boats and people. Anyway, let me tell you, I really am so happy to be back home. It's been a trial since we've been here. Lots of trouble and struggles, and I don't even need to go in through them anymore. I'm feeling so happy these days, and most of our struggles are come to an end. But you know, some heartache just stays with you. Like, for instance, if you are a mom, as we watch Avery, I want to just tell you, all those women who have lost their children, I'm sorry. It's a grief that never goes away. Never. And I understand that. But life goes on and you still find joy. I did not lose a child. I'm speaking from a different kind of experience that's similar. And so my heartaches are not over, but I am very happy and joyful right now. Okay, Miss Avery. She is just, I don't know, doing what. She's making a mud pie, or I don't know what this is. But it doesn't matter a whole lot, to be honest. There is just such a special pleasure that comes with listening to a child play. And it's, you know, it's something that only a mother and a father, or maybe a sibling, can appreciate, because, well, of course you have to be someone who loves ASMR in the first place. I just remember when my kids were little, and I'd be so, you know, sleepy tired from having had a baby and recovering and losing sleep at night, etc. So I have two other little children that are busy playing in the living room, and I'm sitting on the couch, and they put me to sleep more times than I can tell you, just laying on the couch. And I didn't mean to. I felt so guilty about it, but children playing with their toys, oh my word, what a sound. A soporific sound. Yeah. She just keeps piling it higher. No idea what she's doing. She may not know either. These little yellow trays are simply trays that I saved from buying chicken. They were chicken breasts lining the whole side, and I thought she could use those, because I would, you know, if I was a kid. I love things that float. So, and here she has moved her little castle to a dry spot, and I'm not sure why she did that either, but there's wet sand in the cup. She said, "Grandma, follow me over here." She likes to be in my videos. Okay, look there. It stayed. She did it. I say, good girl. Good job. Looking out. Alright, so out here she's going to embellish her creation. She brought over a tray of wet gravel, wet sand. So interesting. There's this fine sand and then there's this really thick stuff. So there's the erosion equation. Really because, the thinner sand is made of the same stuff as the bigger sand. It's all just crushed up granite, and somehow, through the years, the smaller sand is just ground up more. So that was why that granite rock was so fascinating to me, the part that was in the water, is because it is showing erosion right before our eyes. I could see the sand coming off of that granite rock. Fascinating. Hope you enjoyed that part of the video. Of course, you can't see it as well as I can when I'm looking down in the water, touching it, Looks like she's gonna just put some little bits of shell around the precious bottle cap. I never could read the bottle cap. I don't know what it was for. It's kind of rusted. Looking for more pieces of shell to put up there. I think it's shell. Maybe some of them are pebbles. I would have liked to have brought along some fancy kind of sand beach toys, but that part never crossed my mind. I wasn't sure that she would care. She's getting old enough to where the swimming is more exciting to her than the playing. Okay, look here, guys. We lost my float. It went all the way out here. And it disappeared completely. I'm catching it on film while it's still in view. But well, here's Avery. I got her from behind. I figured that part's okay. We don't know if she's a child or not. And a view of our beautiful blue sky. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, heaven, heaven. That's what this is. So here's what happened with the raft. It went completely out of sight. Oh, speaking of sight, look, here's a lizard. You see him? Now I'm gonna get out my almonds and peanuts because the blue jays have been squawking and the chipmunks have been coming down searching for food. They know we're here. Anyway, while I feed them, I'll tell you, we lost the raft completely and it went out of sight. Then an hour later, when Briana pointed it out excitedly, she says, "Oh my gosh, look, look, look." The raft was being blown back to us. Now, we can't figure how the winds would have changed so completely. And so it finally came close enough to where if I walked around the boat ramp, and I did, I walked all the way around the boat ramp and I got to the area that was closest to the raft and I swam out. And I was going, "Oh Lord, give me longevity here. Give me strength." And so I did have to swim quite a bit to get to it still, even though it was coming back. But I did, and once I got on the raft, I was like, phew, could have rested, but I swam all the way back with the raft to our beach site. By the time I was done, believe me, I was exhausted because that was a long way. So at this point in our trip, I did not get any squirrels or blue jays, stellar jays to come down, but I did get bit by a fly, and that was just fun. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Not fun. It's worse than a mosquito bite. But that's just because I was not protected. Don't walk into the woods with just a bathing suit on. Trust me. Here we see Avery's head there. She's walking back. Yeah, so here we go, you guys. This is where I finally had success. They picked up the peanut and left. Alright, now in this scene, I am going off by myself again. I just knew that if I was filming with the music that we had playing in the background, I'd get some kind of copyright strike and I wouldn't get paid for this video. So I'm tootling off by myself again, floating on this raft. It's so wonderful. So this side of the water, see, there's really two main beaches that are just right off the boat ramp, and this one, folks, is, in my opinion, better. I don't mind the pine needles, so it's just the smell of the pines and the woods there just come wafting down in this section. So here is where I'm pushing the raft back to our site because it's from a tiny little lake. These rafts, have only had them for like a couple months, but it's not meant for someone as big as me. I think these are meant for sweet little skinny minis, and that's not me. Yeah. So, yeah, better luck next time. Avery gets to use it. If I get to fix it, I don't know. After all that trouble saving it from blowing away, and then it springs a leak. I don't know, it's a tiny one, so... Well, like I said, I was here for hours and hours, so I'm not really showing everything that happened. But these are just the bits and pieces, and whatever peanuts I threw down on the ground. The blue jays, the stellar jays, are now squawking and fighting over, and it's just a crack up. So I'll show you that in just a second. There's a couple down there. Back in the logs that are laying sideways. It's so funny. The chipmunks are in there too. But here they, one stellar jay will bring a peanut up in the tree, and then they all start fighting over it. It's a crack up. Watch this. There goes a chipmunk on the ground with his own peanut. There it goes. And Avery was yelling. They're fighting. They're fighting. Well, one last look at the shore here because we are headed back home. And this little trek over the hill, if you can hear my breathing, I don't know if you can catch on that, but there's the car. The rest of them are ahead of me. So this is the end, and I say goodnight.